Zord, I hope I'm saying that right, in Sweden, if a God exists, then whatever they have to say is okay. And you have an argument for this. So hello, Zord, you're on with Jenna and Jim.
Yeah, hello, Jenna. Hello, Jim. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Are you a theist? Do you believe that a God exists, or are we just kind of thinking hypothetically here?
I am an agnostic theist. So
agnostic theist. Okay.
I'm pretty much right now in the middle. Like I'm still questioning, but I like to play. A way for me to decide the truth is to make logical scenarios and see where it leads, right?
Okay.
And one of those scenarios is if a God exists, would it be more reasonable to believe God instead of a human? Okay.
Well, the problem is that we don't know what a God is. That's the problem. Is how can you explore the icing on the cake if you don't know that there's a cake yet? If you can't find the cake.
Right.
So,
see what I'm saying?
So for me, when I'm talking about God, I'm referring to the classical denoted God, which is the omniscient.
There is no classical
the one
God.
That created everything.
Well, so
I'm sorry.
It sounds like you're arguing for divine command theory, that whatever God says is good if God defines himself as good, right? Is that what you're arguing?
No. It's actually a bit different. What I believe is basically a nutshell, because it can be long. So a nutshell is like this: any decision a person or entity puts forth into reality is directly proportional to the amount of knowledge this person or entity has, right? So
how do you
the
know?
more knowledge this person or entity.
So if you're going if you're using omniscient as a definition of God, then that includes a contradiction, a logical contradiction in and of itself, which is problematic.
Okay.
So you can't really, it does not appear to be the case that we could have anything or anyone that is omniscient, that knows everything going on now and into the future, and then into the past, because we have an imperfect knowledge of the past. That seems to contain a logical contradiction that we can't get around. So if you're going to argue that because there's an omniscient being, then they should know everything, therefore we should believe whatever they say is good, you're still assuming that this being is in fact good and not evil. What if the end goal?
Correct. I mean, you actually, and this is the thing. The thing is, he has infinitely amount of knowledge. Okay, so whatever he says has an infinitely greater potential of being right compared to whatever human says, right?
So aside from being able to prove that anyone or anything could possibly have an infinite amount of knowledge, that's a huge claim. How can we even prove that he's male?
Yeah.
How can we prove something a little bit more tangible?
Yeah. The thing is, I'm assuming in this logical scenario, I'm assuming he exists. I'm saying that if he exists, or she, or it, okay. Whatever this entity has to say, it has an infinitely greater potential to be right compared to whatever a human has to say.
So what?
Right? And
what if it's the opposite? What if this creator of the universe was actually really evil and vindictive and just wanted to play with us?
It could be, and that's the thing. And
what's the thing? Hold on. I'd like to know what the thing is. You say that's the thing. What's the thing?
I will tell you. The example that I would like to give is, let's say you have a dying man in front of you and a doctor and a chef, okay? Someone who doesn't know anything about medicine. And you want to take an advice from one of these people, okay?
No, you don't. No, you don't have to.
Well, in his thought experiment, you do, so...
Oh,
This is just
I guess
thought
I guess I
experiment. We're
was trying to
controlling the
prove
variables.
something. I was trying to prove something, and
Right.
it was going to derail you. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I'm still not sure what you're trying to argue if you're an agnostic and trying to prove that this God exists or not, which is really all we kind of care about
Right.
is do gods exist or not. So are you making an argument for the existence of God, or are you just wanting to argue about a possible consequence of there being a God?
I'm not arguing about the existence of God. I'm arguing about if a God exists, it would actually be more plausible.
What if it's fairies? What if
we have one more call to get to, and again, promoting the atheist community of Discord. They would probably love to have you, and the Facebook groups as well, if we could get those up, would also be good places to talk about if a God exists, what would actually happen, and what would be the logical consequences of that. As much as I would really like to delve into that, we just don't have the time right now.
Okay, absolutely. I understand that. Thank you for taking my call.
All right, thanks.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, I mean, that's interesting.
It is. It's an interesting topic to talk about and to theorize about and to delve into a little bit. Is if a God exists and he has, and he's omniscient, what does that really mean, and what impacts does that have? But it belongs in the realm of fantasy and science fiction, and that's kind of what we don't really have time to discuss much of.